In this video, we're going to be covering two rounds from the French finals between Vitality and Giants that I thought were unlosable. To start, Vitality is going to be defending on Aviator, and they're going to set up a heavy offsite counter entry to a master take for Giants that immediately fails. The things that I want to note in terms of operator lineup is that Giants is bringing the appropriate operators to hard breach, and they've also got two operators to soft breach. Something that I want to note is that initially they have this deployable shield facing this way towards the study area. When they recognize that the attack is coming from Master, they'll actually end up moving this deployable shield into Classical Hall. So the way that Vitality sets up is they have the triple wall reinforced with bandit charges on Master Wall. They have Trophy reinforced on the connector middle wall. This is very standard for a Trophy defense, but let's remember that the site is in fact Aviator Games. There's also a rotation between Trophy and Astro. There is going to be a very relevant pest on the Master into Astro door, and barbed wire there in order to help support the roamer who will ultimately be playing in this position behind Astro desk. Again, this is the part of the setup that fails very quickly. A reinforcement on vault wall, one on games, classical, two study, some soft destruction, leg level on study, and finally our last reinforcement is on Trophy entrance. There is barbed wire dedicated to the Aviator doorway, and that really feels like all that's relevant to the setup. The deployable shield eventually will move into Classic Hall, but Giants will actually remove that deployable shield very quickly. This wall here is typically a wall that attacking teams will struggle to breach into with their hard breach. It's normally a point of contention between the defense and attack. If it's soft like this, getting a soft breacher to open up this kind of pressure into site would be huge for an execute. But because Vodafone doesn't push from the study side, they won't actually read into this being free for them. Instead, they'll go right into the counter strat that Vitality is bringing, but they also make short work of that. So there's obviously something more interesting that happens in this round.
Dans la penderie, attention, parce que là, il va y avoir une énorme pression. Effectivement, tous les Giants sont ici.
We hear the click of the pest there, and immediately Vodafone shoots the pested or hacked drone. Let's recognize very quickly that in that frame, we saw a Jaeger playing behind the Trophy desk, and then also Mozzie towards Deer.
Pression, ce drone qui avait été capturé.
Il est pas facile à le rôle de Rise parce que cet Astro est très compliqué à gérer. Derrière le bureau, il est extrêmement safe entre guillemets. C'est lui qui sera à l'initiative du duel.
This is a very cool flash. He's burning ADSs, or the Ash is burning ADSs by banking off of the pillar there. And as I mentioned already, the breaching charge is dedicated to exposing the Jaeger behind the desk after burning the ADSs. Once they're able to kill the Jaeger, we actually note that the Mozzie rotates out of Deer because there's no ability for him to be refragged. He has the potential to refrag in that moment, but I actually like the passive play here since Giants is collapsing on him from Trophy entrance window as well.
Beaucoup de stuff au niveau de la Zofia, une grenade de hache également. Et c'est peut-être le pari, c'est de faire gâcher du stuff à cette défense pour résister un petit peu mieux sur bomb site derrière. On voit que tout le monde s'est repositionné. Le 4v5 n'est pas forcément très dommageable pour les V à partir du moment où on pourra résister avec des tenues de ligne qui ne seront pas embêtées par des flashs sur la fin du round. Il y aura encore Alphama a priori qui aura des flashs avec Saibana.
Oh. So once again, the deployable shield has moved to Classical Hall.
À une seconde près, on ne passait jamais ce shield. Et attention parce que...
But it's like, as soon as the deployable shield is moved there, it is also removed. One thing that is important to note here is that Zofia is all out of her utility, and we already know that Ashe has only one breaching round left. So when the deployable shield is removed, all the soft breach that Giants has brought is effectively gone.
Il est parti à l'opposé, hein. Il est parti en study, donc c'est pas la chambre forte qui est l'objectif là des Giants. Ils veulent ouvrir peut-être plutôt des lignes au niveau d'Aviator au départ.
30 secondes, 5v4, la première grenade à gaz qui vient de partir. On va commencer à tenir la position pour les Vitality. Spark mobile, Spark qui va réceptionner Rise ici, pas du tout attendu le Mozi Corée pour...
This is where the round gets spicy. Mozzie just killed a player on brown stairs and is rotating to red. Diffuser is down behind bar and a player is down there too. Mozzie will shoot tracers from landing so the attackers know where he is. Having a man count advantage post-plant for attackers is extremely advantageous because the defender needs to counter defuse in 45 seconds, and attackers should be able to trade out favorably holding a crossfire. But when Giants go to revive, the player reviving can't hold a cross, turning the 1v2 situation into a 1v1. As a general rule, in the giant mistakes the Giants make, you should never revive with a man advantage post-plant as an attacker, especially on top of the diffuser, because it's the position the defender needs to aggress on. Thatcher also makes the mistake of playing his 1v1 aggressively behind bar, where he could have played in classical Hull as well.
Il est au piston. Le super shorty pour remporter ce duel. 4-3 pour les Vitality.
Quelle erreur de Giants qui vient relever là sur une ligne en face du...
We're going to now take a look at the final round of the same map, same match. The thing to note during the 6-pick phase is that Vitality switches from Maestro to Pulse, which will be highly relevant. We only see 9 reinforcements on screen, which I will cover really quickly. There's 2 on the Memorial and hallway wall, 2 on Memorial with a rotation closer to the hallway. We have a rotation highly relevant in this clip on China and a reinforcement on the wall. A reinforcement on China into back stairs, pantry, 2 laundry with bandit charges also placed on laundry wall in order to deny the hard breach. The primary focus of the defensive strategy that I want to highlight is the rotation here and the player that will be playing here in the clip. He's going to either be able to be pushed from the rotate they created or the double door.
Beast mode ici avec Ashe, on va aller chercher 2 joueurs qui sont ici, c'est Bibou et Stiggy dans la...
So the first thing that Giants are going to do is they're going to try to pinch these roamers that are trapped in living room.
Une petite seconde près, on aurait pu éventuellement ajuster une rafale.
La pression qui est mise sur eux est énorme dès le début du round avec Ras qui s'est inséré très vite. Ils savent bien qu'ils sont coupés de partout les joueurs et qu'ils n'auront aucune chance de sortir. On voit Corée.
Here we get a view of how Giants is collapsing onto these players in living room. We have Twitch outside. We have Zofia in mudroom. And the Ashe ready to make a move wherever needed. She could go into the hallway or she could push into library. And from those positions she can hold the rotate out or just push into the living room area. Of course, Sophia's holding here, and Twitch is more likely than not going to hold here. So these 2 players feel pretty pinched. I also want to point out that Alfama is the one droning outside of the building in order to enable all of this.
S6 Rise, tout est positionné.
Attention Corée avec Zofia qui est au contact. Qu'attend l'erreur, qu'attend qu'on décale au niveau de ce pilier. Et Bibou qui attend l'erreur, qu'attend qu'on décale au niveau de cette la rotation de Bibou qui va être pris par Corée.
So Zofia gets the kill on Jaeger and Twitch gets the kill on Bandit. It is a 5-3 man advantage for the Giants. They can trade out favorably if they just go for some pretty rudimentary default plants. And that's what we see the Habana do here. She's rotating towards laundry, towards laundry, in order to hard breach the wall and enable default plant. Rise gets kind of aggressive, pushing into site there, but they are able to refrag, and we're still at a 3v2 in favor of the attackers. It's the play here by Pulse that turns this into a defender-sided situation. The only advantage the attacker has is time, a whole minute. All the defenders need to do is wait until Thatcher is forced to plant. In a 1v2 as an attacker, without a plant down, you need to isolate a 1v1 to turn the situation into a 1v1, and a great way to do that is to fake plant. But the operators he's up against are not favorable. Pulse, with his cardiac sensor, should know exactly where Thatcher is, but we don't see Pulse do that. Because Vitality don't bring Maestro, they are actually starved for intel, which is ironic considering they have a Pulse. Still, the crossfires the defenders have is incredibly strong, like a line with Thatcher in the middle of it. Legion makes a big mistake by shooting tracers at Thatcher, revealing his position, so Thatcher pushes Legion, watching the rotate, and then Thatcher goes for the longest fake plant I've ever seen.
Il va le faire, il va le planter ce diffuseur, il n'y a pas de fake cette fois-ci, il n'y a pas de fake, non il y a une fake encore une fois, attention quoi le passage.
Il a l'info.
Giants Gaming des mains de X pour remporter cette première map.
Thatcher wins his 1v1 and the map. I have to stress, all the defenders needed to do to win was wait until Thatcher was forced to plant. Thanks for watching, take care.